Previously, we went back in time to find out that the undead appeared after the Prince of Stratus Empire attempted to perform a ritual named the Divine Mandate in order to take the throne. Um, Yura was actually the one who goaded the prince to perform the ritual and intentionally botched it up, so that which was the reason the undead flooded the city. The four guardians showed up to contain the situation. In the process, Juwon, one of the guardians, rescued a young survivor. The survivor was Jin So-young. And as a reward for our work, we got the life force from Ash Jaw and Red Jaw, which are one of the Snapjaws.
What? Who are you? A friend of the Resistance? How can I believe you? Oh, I'm sorry. I meant no disrespect. It's not what it looks like. These people may be dressed like revolutionaries, but they're really Talus spies. If they hadn't given themselves away, I would be dead right now. As agreed upon with the Simu, we stopped here to disarm ourselves before entering Simu territory. That was when the traitors let their true intent slip. My surviving associates have gone to send word of what happened to Do Yuhan, the Skyhaven's second in command.
So Do Yuhan, if you remember, was the son of Do Young, which was the general back in the day in Highland when we were first fighting the undead.
Despite our tragic losses here, we're lucky the Talus were stopped before they could undermine the Alliance. Do Yuhan is stationed at a nearby camp, though Oh, here he comes now. Please show respect to the second in command.
The Skyhaven badge? Where did you run into the commander? She's been missing for days. What are you talking about? Where else would you have gotten it? We don't go around handing badges out to everyone who wants one. Shinhai, is she a Red Guard? I suppose it's possible, but someone would have heard by now if the leader were slain. Tell me, what do you gain by helping the Skyhaven? An audience with the sacred beasts? I see. That Red Guard you mentioned. Where did they go after giving you the badge? Ah, well, no matter. I suppose it's best not to discuss it out in the open, what with all the Taoist spies around. What's important is you're on our side. Yes, yes! You should get going. I understand why you were chosen. The Ape King respects warriors, though he does not care much for other civilized folk. Well, say no more. Ugam and I have our own duties to conduct. First and foremost, rooting out Taoist spies. I trust you'll be discreet. A spy in the wind helps our cause little. We leave the Alliance in your capable hands. Do let us know how you fare. Well, best of luck. Use that badge responsibly, Jian.
You're finally here. I suppose the School of Hong Moon didn't put much emphasis on punctuality. In any case, Hogong is being unreasonable, but he did seem to know that you are a pupil of Master Hong. You try talking to him. Just humor the big furball.
You, different from other warriors, more than smell. You are a student of Earthbreaker? Hong Sultun, one of few human warriors of which Ogong approve. Realmwalkers say you want Ogong's key? Ogong understand your motives, but Ogong cannot simply surrender centuries of strength conditioning and self-improvement. Ogong must judge if you worthy of this boon. Ogong sees Sultun as a astute teacher, as warrior. Come, we fight now. Ogong, no pushover. remember when last had such exquisite challenge? Ogong give new name to honor master. Ogong call you Earth Bumper. Ogong find battle invigorating. Ogong thanks Earth Bumper for brightening Ogong Day. Ogong feel your fighting style have all kind of sincerity and noble intent he no have since the years. Ogong say this philosophy permeates your being. Earth Bumper, student of Honorable Earthbreaker. Today you earn Ogong respect. Ogong will share his life force without reservation. Alliance with Skyhaven. Ogong can make no such commitments at present time. Ogong has heard of internal strife within Skyhaven. Ogong say how can trust Skyhaven when Skyhaven no trust Skyhaven? His moral quandary. However, Ogong will give matter greater consideration. Ogong say will give Earth Bumper his assessment at later date. Now, Earth Bumper, please take good care of Ogong Chi. Ogong did not acquire easily. Earth Bumper will have Chi when shows due respect.
You got Ogong to give up some of his chi, the strongest of the sacred beasts. That's everyone in Moonwater. The bounty of centuries of study and martial arts training now courses through you. It should be enough. Well, there is within you enough refined chi to purge the mark of the Black Rose. But I can't begin to guess how much power Jin So-yun has gained since her resurrection. And you haven't exactly mastered the Hong Moon arts. Worry not, my simple friend. Between the Skyhaven Resistance, the combined might of the Moonwater tribes, and the two of us, how could Jin So-yun beat us? Well, I should return to Green Hollow and catch Shin Hai up on recent events. When you're finished here, come find me. Before you get carried away celebrating your newfound power, there's something you must understand. The sacred beast's chi exists within you, but it is not yet yours. Making it your own will involve a great deal of diligent training. Don't look so sad. We have to stop Jin So-yun. There's more at stake here than I ever believed. I have someone to protect.
You have done well, warrior. I'm afraid we have never properly been introduced. I am Yun Ma-fei, leader of the Skyhaven Resistance. I apologize for misleading you, but the Dominion has spies everywhere. It is difficult to know whom to trust. I know her all too well. Jin So-yun, or Lady Black Rose as she is known in Zyway, has been shaping the events of this continent for years from the shadows. The Brightstone Massacre was the result of but one of her schemes. She has come to be a trusted advisor to the Talus Emperor. It is at her encouragement that he pursues the Divine Mandate ritual, but I have discovered what kind of monster she truly is. The Talus Dominion was formed as the result of a revolution within the Stratus Empire. The Emperor was never chosen for the throne. For all this time, one question weighed upon him. Would the heavens judge me worthy? By communing with the heavens themselves, the Emperor hopes to prove his legitimacy as ruler of the lands. However, the pursuit of this has resulted in the exploitation of his subjects, namely the ceaseless search for soul stones. I fear that the very course he has taken to prepare for the divine mandate ritual will make him unworthy of the heaven's blessing. Jin Soyan desires the ritual be held for her own dark purposes. The only way to save the Dominion lies in stopping her. Ixanun has developed a plan to do just that, but I'll let him explain the details.
Who could have known the real reason Jin Soyun wanted Twilight's Edge? Not merely for revenge, but for the divine mandate ritual. Her hatred knows no bounds. You remember your time in the Highland Necropolis, yes? That's what happens when the mandate fails, when the Celestial Gate swings open to the Dark Realm. Back then, the forces conspiring to bring the Dark Lord into our world were bested, but Jin Soyun, she could actually do it. She could be responsible for destroying the world as we know it. She must be stopped. We can't simply waltz up to Zaiwei's gates while the Talus army is at Jin Soyun's command. I'm afraid there will be a great deal of bloodshed before our work is done. We can't count on the tribes of Moonwater to come to our aid, but thankfully, I've developed a plan that relies only on the Skyhaven resistance. We'll strike from behind enemy lines. I'll travel to the Sky Gate outside of Brightstone Village and open the Great Dragon Pulse. With it, we will be able to summon reinforcements directly from Skyhaven Bastion. You really know nothing about the world you live in. Dragon pulses, or dragon veins, are the corridors of energy that weave throughout the Earthen Realm. The Great Dragon Pulse is the largest of these corridors, capable of transporting large forces anywhere across the realm. Only one Great Dragon Pulse can be open at a time, meaning that if we command the Sky Gate, we can deliver troops directly to the heart of the Talus capital without fear of retribution.
How did the enemy get inside? I don't understand. Ugum and I will take on the Dominion forces. Go with Jung Hado and rescue Do Yuhan.
Talus army struck while the Sky Commander was away. I don't know how they got into the base. The leader is safe? How fortunate. And a plan for victory. This is excellent news. I must speak with her. Let us go.
Ugum betrayed us. That's the only way the enemy could have made it so far into our camp. The Talus army just keeps coming. They must have found a secret passage into the base. We'll figure it out later. There are still lives at stake. The Talus army was using the Great Dragon Pulse. As long as they control it, our plan is worthless. If we want to win this battle, we must retake the Great Dragon Pulse. It's our only path to Zyway. I must speak with Ixanan.
Yeah! Defended! Get ready!
Skyhaven Resistance could easily expand its ranks with access to the leader's funding. With her means, I could pay talented mercenaries like Ugam properly. Mercenaries work for wages, after all. His betrayal is not surprising, in light of what the Talus can offer. Well, we must address the crisis before us. Ugam was my right-hand man. He knows too many of our secrets. He cannot be allowed to live. Ugam was in charge of a stealth strike force. Mercenaries like himself. Scouts report they are still nearby. Find them, and determine Ugam's whereabouts by any method you deem fit. I must stay here and watch over the other members in the Skyhaven Commander's absence. Be careful, these woods are swarming with Talus forces.
A new quest item.
This just reads like nonsense to me. It must be written in the strike unit's secret code. We should focus on recruitment. Ugam can't run forever. Let's head southeast towards the abandoned Stratus base. There's someone I trust there. I'll explain when we arrive. Ah, you're alive. This is General Hojao of the Stratus Army. Once upon a time, he served under my father, Doyoung. He is the one responsible for saving my life. 30 years ago, when I was a mere boy and Hojao now much older, he helped me escape the chaos that destroyed the Highland. Hojao raised me as his own, until I was old enough to serve. By then, the Talus had declared their independence. The first Stratus soldiers found themselves here when their experimental airship was shot down. A base of operation was established amidst the wreckage. The outpost survived the war, but the corruption of the Highland Acropolis. They've been here ever since, fighting off the Talus. Hojao wanted better for me. He dismissed me so I can make a life in these lands, though I'm not sure he approves of the one I've chosen. Things are not looking well here. I cannot bring myself to ask what I came to. Perhaps you might speak with him?
Are you the one who escorted Doyohan here? Why would you risk your life for a stranger? Help the Resistance? Have you looked around? This is it. All of our forces surrounded on one side by the Risen and Talus on the other. Where were the Skyhaven when I asked for help? We've sent a number of messages by various means, but never heard word back. Perhaps the Resistance is just as prideful as the Talus. Doyohan. I want to help him, but I just don't have enough troops to do anything more than hold this outpost. The war is over, but our duty is not. You're a perceptive one. General Doyon tasked me with the protection of his son. I am honor-bound to keep my oath, but I cannot ask my soldiers to join me. Can I ask you a favor? I can't in good conscience abandon my men while they are battered by both the dead and living alike. If you were to help secure our escape route and collect the remains of our fallen, we could finally leave this place. My soldiers deserve a proper funeral. Take care. Thank you. I feel a great burden has been lifted now that my unit can escape this place. As promised, I will do what I can to aid the Resistance. A few of my most loyal soldiers will accompany us, but the rest will make their way home. I'm sorry, but they have waited long enough.
I have underestimated you. I did not believe you would succeed, but I am glad I brought you with me. You can trust General Hojal. He remains loyal to my father's name. Real soldiers fight because it is their duty, not because they are paid. We will plan our next move at the Skyhaven Stockade to the east. I will meet you there after doing what I can to gather our scattered forces.
Alright, and we'll continue in our